condemn anti-Muslim comments from GOP Congressman Andy Ogles and Randy Fine.
There's a lot of energy in the country and a lot of popular sentiment that the demand to impose Sharia law in America is a serious problem.
Johnson says they were warning about Sharia law not attacking all Muslims. A Mauritanian national living in the U.S. illegally has been charged with voter fraud in Philadelphia. Federal officials say 50-year-old Mahadi Sakho illegally voted in every federal election since 2008, despite having a deportation order dating back to 2000. He now faces federal prosecution and deportation. And Kanye West is set to perform in the U.S. Ye Homecoming will take place on April 3rd at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Tickets go on sale today, with the rapper's new album, Bully, set to release on March 20th. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Then hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Yo, turn it up. It's Gerod on the air, spitting truth in the booth. We ain't going nowhere. New Orleans City got us hard in the beat, but corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. But corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Gerod on the mic,
Gerod on the radio.
we're rewriting our
Gerod
fate.
on the radio.
In
Let's
New
go,
Orleans, the power is ours to embrace.
Oh, Lord. Not
Keep it
you
loud,
two.
let's uplift
He
this
done dropped
place.
the two.
Not you two. He
What?
got you ad-libbing now, too?
Yeah.
Man,
You just a hater. Straight with a capital
hate,
H.
hate your raid.
Haterade.
Hatra.
What you drinking over there in that big thing?
Haterade.
Haterade?
Haterade.
Haterade. Thank you, my dear.
You're so welcome.
Lord
Now.
have mercy.
Haterade.
Don't let him suck it. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh, I got something for you to drink. It ain't Kool-Aid.
See, I want to say something so bad.
You do that. Welcome, folks. It's what's today? Thursday.
Yep.
I'm confused. Not only am I confused with the time frame,
The throwback.
I'm confused with, is it summer today or winter today? Which day is it? Is it a severe thunderstorm day? Is it gonna be cold today or is it gonna be hot today? Did you didn't hear the storm last night, did you?
I did not. I slept like a baby right through the storm. Didn't know it even happened.
Rubbing your feet.
Yep, rubbing my feet. That's what I do. That's what I do after a hectic day at the office.
Rubbing your feet.
Go home and just rub my feet together.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Last night I was just checking out the rain. I thought it was just gonna be, a little rain for us. But shoot, they cut everything as far as TV programming was concerned last night.
Off.
And was following all these different storms. And I was like, well, that's up further north.
Mm-mm.
And then about what, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it's about.
Kaboom!
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And then about 2 o'clock, the power went off.
Yup, your power went out?
Yeah, mine went out.
Oh, ours didn't go out in the east.
It
don't have those
still
issues.
went out. It went out this morning again, twice.
We don't have those kind of issues.
We don't usually, but, and I stay close to a little, it's like a little.
No, you stay around the white people.
Yeah, I do. That's why I know my power ain't gonna go out. It did last night, boy. But guess what?
What?
The service trucks were on the road.
Yeah, they probably were sleeping around the
They
corner
were
waiting.
sleeping around the corner. Make sure it don't go out over here. Wait, you gonna get me in trouble?
You get yourself into trouble. You get
started
me started, and then you know what
started
happens.
it. You started it. No. Okay.
But yeah, that.
Well, she's stay around them people too. Her power go out there once in a while now because more blacks move.
Yeah, they
We
started
had actually
complaining.
taken over English China.
They started
We're
complaining
holding it
over there.
down, down there. It's most of us. It's not as many of them anymore.
I'm surprised they don't have their own power plant back there.
Huh?
Well, a lot
surprised they
of
don't
the
have their own
top
power
brass
plant.
at Entergy live in
Live
my
back there.
neighborhood,
Mhm.
but I think this is an interesting point. They all have generators.
Huh.
They all have whole house generators, yet they work for Entergy.
That should tell you something.
The
That
whole
tells
house
you a lot.
generators. The whole
That
house.
should
So,
tell you
I mean, the
something.
power goes off and all of English Churn is still lit up because everybody's got a whole house generator. I figure if the guy from Entergy needs it, I need it.
Don't tell nobody back there about people having generators. Because somebody's gonna go over there and hotwire that sucker to their house.
I got to call D back because last night.
But
when I
these are
was going
huge things. I mean, they sit outside
Yeah.
your house looking like your air conditioner.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
ain't gonna
And the
take
minute
it
the
away.
power goes off, all you hear is vroom, because
Mhm.
the whole neighborhood's generators comes on.
In my neighborhood, we have one person that has a generator, and boy, we be mad at that person.
Well, we all got them over there.
We
So,
be
you know.
mad at that. So
I
have
don't
a
even
friend.
know when the power go out.
I have a friend that owns a generator service company, so he's gonna come look at my
Yeah,
house.
we've had a conversation with him.
Yeah, we had a conversation with him. So I'm gonna
nice guy.
have him come and survey my house for getting a generator. It's just I'm concerned about
You gonna get
the
one?
placement of it.
But you know, that says
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get
something,
one.
though, when top brass at Entergy has a generator on their house.
Wait, as Eddie Murphy would say, that's a hit and a half for your ass.
Yeah. There you go. So anyway,
Yeah, Eddie Murphy said it, bro.
All right, as you got that hit.
yep, we do have things to talk about today. We have a lot to talk about today, actually.
I can tell y'all now. Go on, call somebody and let them know. Because you all will hear her get very excited today. And she going to put her foot down. And she going to kick somebody. And you know what?
I'm going
Okay.
to report it, the news, the
No, no,
facts, and
no,
just
no.
the facts, ma'am.
I'm trying to tell you. Don't listen to her. This is going to come off. And it's going to come off to everybody that's listening as she talking directly to you.
Don't you-
Go ahead.
You know how we were sitting here like two little kids the other day.
I ain't saying
I
nothing.
was scared to say
talk.
anything.
I was scared to talk. As a matter of fact, didn't you see me when I slid over?
Don't
Yep.
be scared.
I was scared.
Don't be scared.
I was scared.
And then the thing
Well-
is, she looks directly at me when she's going off.
Yep.
Look,
I felt like one of her kids getting
I
chastised.
just want people to sound the alarm, because I think people are not paying attention to what's happening.
I agree with you.
So there are several bills moving on a fast train through the Louisiana legislature that people in our community should be paying very close attention to because it's targeting Orleans Parish. I mean, right at the top of the bill.
No other parish.
Only targeting Orleans Parish.
Yep.
So, the first one we want to talk about is House Bill 911. And the second one we're going to talk about, we're going to call it the Jason Bill, is Senate Bill 123.
Yep.
So let's start off talking about House Bill 911. It is recommending court changes.
Yep.
The first bill moving through the legislature is House Bill 911 that could dramatically change the structure of courts here in New Orleans. Right now, Orleans Parish operates with separate courts for civil cases, criminal cases, and juvenile matters. But House Bill 911 proposes consolidating those courts into a unified district court system. As part of that restructuring, several sections of Orleans Parish Criminal District Court would be abolished, including Section C, Section L, and Section M. Those sections currently handle serious felony cases in this city, in an overly backlogged docket to begin with. Supporters say the bill would modernize the court system. Critics say it would disrupt a structure that has existed in New Orleans for decades. At the same time this is happening, voters in Orleans Parish are headed to the polls on May 16 for several judicial elections, including races for Orleans Parish Criminal District Court and Orleans Parish Civil District Court. So the future of our courts is being shaped both at the ballot box and at the legislature, and what looks like two things that are completely confusing. You're trying to add judges and you're trying to take judges away at the same time.
You kind of put it in perspective.
Right. I know, but I want to say why I think this is such a bad move.
Please do.
Lawyers who practice criminal law don't necessarily also practice civil law.
Civil law. Mm-hmm.
And lawyers who practice criminal or civil law may not practice juvenile law.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different. You usually have an expertise in one field or another. And the people who tend to run to be judges at criminal district court are lawyers who have worked in that criminal justice system for decades. Lawyers who tend to run for positions at civil district court are lawyers who have worked in that judicial system for decades. And the same with juvenile court. They're areas of specialty. The other thing is, in jurisdictions where the judges do both criminal and they do civil, the criminal cases take precedence. So if you have a civil case, it's going to sit on the docket behind a criminal case.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to wait to get your trial date because they're going to handle the criminal docket first. So this means that justice will be delayed for people who are involved in civil litigation. That's going to be a tremendous burden on the people of Orleans Parish.
I really would like for anybody that has the ability to do so to really go and take a look at how these proposals, these bills are trying to become law and how they are written. You can go to www.legis.la.gov to view the documents. And we were just going through the document prior to us coming on line, and I had to go to line 19. This is line 19. So you can imagine the section, it is section 2, but line 19 says the legislature finds that there is no reason that Orleans should have more judges than larger parishes with a higher caseload. I'm trying to figure out which parishes are larger. What? Jefferson? No, there is no larger parish. So, to facilitate transition to a proper number, has decided to make this reduction that still leaves Orleans with 22 judgeships, which is still the most district judgeships in the state of Louisiana. Therefore, the following judgeships are abolished effective January 1, 2027. Now, I need you to listen very closely to this. They've already picked out the divisions. So if the judges are not paying attention to this, you might want to tell or call your favorite judge and tell him, y'all need to be listening to this radio show, whether you're listening to it on AM or you listen on 107.1 FM or you're listening to us on Facebook or any other of our formats that we have here along with our website. Here's the divisions. Division E, Division F, both of the Orleans juvenile courts. Division D, I, and J of the Orleans Criminal District Court. And Division C, L, M, and N are abolished effective December 31st, 2026. So they try to get rid of these divisions of our judicial system by the end of this year. The Secretary of State shall not include those offices in the 2026 fall elections, nor authorize qualifying for those judgeships. So those folks that are getting ready to qualify for these open judgeships that's coming up in the fall, they trying to make sure that you don't even run. All right, here's the other one.
Well, let's talk about who those judges are.
Okay.
So Division E of Juvenile Court is Judge Desiree Cook Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
Division F of Juvenile Court is Judge Reynard Darrensburg.
Mm-hmm.
So those judges would lose their seats under this bill.
Yep.
Okay, now tell me the other judges. Let's look for them.
Divisions D, I, and J of the Orleans Criminal District Court. That's D, I, and J.
Okay, let me tell you who those judges are. So the Section D is Judge Kimya Holmes. Section I is Judge Leon Roche. And Section J is Judge Darrell Durbany. They would lose their seats under House Bill 911.
All right, here we go, the other ones. Judge Division C, L, M, and N. C, L, M, and N.
Of Criminal District Court?
Yep.
Okay, so the judges in those divisions, C is Benedict Willard.
Mm-hmm.
You said L, right?
Yep.
L is Angel Harris.
Mm-hmm.
M, I don't have a judge for, so maybe that's an open seat.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be one of the people running right now, right?
Yep.
And let's see what M is.
N.
Oh, N. Okay, let's see who N is. Let's see who the judge of N is.
And these seats would be abolished for December 31st. So there would be no one running for office. And the Secretary of State is being brought into this to make sure that at the end of this year, there will be no qualifying for those judgeships.
I don't see a judge of Division N at Criminal District Court. So maybe that's one of the ones that's up for election as well. Okay. Yeah, I don't see that. Okay, so they must be two vacant divisions at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But we have called out the judges that this would definitely affect.
So let's go a little bit further. What we saw after the election of your clerk of court, there were those that didn't want it to happen. As a matter of fact, even saw where they were putting negative ads toward Calvin to run for clerk of court, and saying that he was not cleared as being not being a felon to be able to run for this position, saying that he was not put in jail because of the fact that he was he did the deed and he didn't do, or he did the deed and he didn't do. And I was like, wait a minute. The man is saying that he was exonerated. And they were saying, no, he wasn't. And they thought it was really upsetting that he did. But Calvin has a lot of reaching across the table to reach for folks to help support him, because he became a jailhouse lawyer while he was in there, right? So we found out, of course, that the current administration was not wanting Calvin to become the clerk of court because of his, I guess, his legal, what they think is legal or not legal. I'll put it that way. So in this bill, in Section 3, they're saying the clerk of civil district court shall become the clerk of court of Orleans Parish. The property, employees, and duties of the clerk of criminal district court and the clerk of Orleans Parish juvenile court shall be under the control of the clerk of court of Orleans Parish effective December 31st. So
that means Chelsea Napoleon
Napoleon would
become the clerk of
all
both
of
civil and criminal court.
Yeah. So they'll get rid of Calvin.
And she'd also be the clerk of juvenile court.
Yep. So the clerk of criminal district court shall be authorized to finish their current term at the same salary and maintain responsibility for elections until the end of the term, and may utilize employees of the clerk of court for the purpose. So you're going to work double. They're not going to pay you more. And you can utilize your employees to help you do it. So I'm telling you, in this bill, you're going to work double, but we're not going to pay you. You're going to get your current salary.
But where are they going to house them? That's the next question that the bill does not address. Because Civil District Court for the Parish of Orleans is falling down around us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've been begging for a new courthouse like the one in Jefferson Parish and the one in St. Tammany ever since I've been practicing law, which is 34 years. So the bill does not address where any of these judges or the clerk's office is going to be housed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to overburden an already burdened system.
Well, that's not the only part of this. The only part of this, too, and I'm trying to find it because I read it earlier and went like, oh, boy. So if they're going to try to get rid of the clerk of court and try to get rid of that person that is running the clerk of court, it made me go, this is how they want to really go and get rid of Calvin. This is how they really want to go get rid of him. So this is something that's going to be introduced now. And it's not something that's going to happen in 4 or 5 years. They are putting this thing forward to be in effect by the end of December 31st. And by January 1st, 2027, all of these courtrooms will be shut down.
So, and let me just educate people a little bit. How courts work in Orleans Parish is in Orleans Parish at Civil District Court and in Orleans Parish Criminal District Court, the dockets are separate, okay? If Civil District Court judges only handle civil matters, which would include things like personal injury, contract disputes, property disputes, business litigation, and family-related civil matters. Criminal district court judges handle only criminal prosecutions. So they handle felonies, indictments, arraignments, criminal trials, and sentencing. Unlike many parishes in Louisiana where one judge may handle both civil and criminal cases, Orleans Parish has 2 separate courthouses with separate courts with different judges, divisions, and administrative structures. So this structure exists because New Orleans is a very high volume of both civil and criminal cases. So separating the courts allows judges to specialize in their particular area of law. It prevents criminal dockets from crowding out civil cases and delaying them from getting to trial. It ensures that civil litigants can have the same access to the courts without being pushed behind criminal trials. So this, to me, is going to cause a burden predominantly for the civil litigators in Orleans Parish. Right. I practice in courts around the entire state of Louisiana. And I have a very difficult time trying to get a trial date in places like St. Tammany on a civil case, because the judges always say, oh, that's a criminal month. Oh, that's a criminal month. Oh, that's a criminal month. So they only have like 2 to 3 months, a whole year that they will hear civil cases. And they may only be able to try 1 to 2 civil cases a year. So just think about that. Think about the fact that you're going to be delayed, and justice delayed is sometimes justice denied.
I think that's the whole point. More coming up, folks. We'll take some telephone calls, too. 504-582-9422. Oh, we haven't even gotten to the Jason bill yet, but it's coming up in a minute. Y'all hold tight. Hold on.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Greetings and salutations. I am Elwood B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. So M in your court system
criminal court system is the magistrate
it's the
division.
magistrate
So that's Juana Lombardi he's trying to get rid of.
Yep. Juana and her commissioners.
Exactly. So that just clears that up. Thank you for one of the callers calling to let us know that.
As Miss Roberta.
You know, I just want to say that Orleans Parish tries more cases than any other place in the state. So while I recognize that East Baton Rouge Parish has more residents and Jefferson Parish has more residents than Orleans Parish, the big work is being done here in Orleans Parish. I also want to point out that putting juvenile court into
Criminal court.
adult court, criminal court, presents some problems. You know, juvenile court is focused more on rehabilitation. It's focused more on addressing the social issues that bring the youth into the court system in the first place. When you abolish criminal court and you're trying these kids in the same place as you're trying the adults, I think that's problematic. You know, those juvenile court judges, I've sat there, I've had cases in front of them. They really go the extra 9 yards to recognize these are children in front of them, and they need to be handled differently than the adults. I think that presents a very serious concern I hope that, I don't know if the community understands that and agrees with me on that, but I just don't think that juveniles belong in the same place as the adults in most instances when it comes to issues of crime.
Well, I will say this too, because I want to make sure that you get your verbiage in, because I know you got something to really say about this one, and that is House Bill 123.
Oh, I'm hot about Senate Bill 123, to be quite honest.
That bill allows the governor to remove judges and district attorneys and take them off their seat.
Absolutely.
Same thing they did with Ron DeSantis in Florida with Monique Worrell.
Well, that's what this is. This is a Me Too on the part of Jeff Landry.
But this is not democracy to me. When you are voted by the people to be the district attorney or a judge, and you had a full campaign where the people of the district elected you and put you in that office, we're trying to look at this and say, give the governor the power to remove these people because of political, or because I don't like you, or I think that you did something wrong, or you're not, summing
you
up
didn't
to
rule
what
the way I want you to rule.
Right.
When these judges handle cases that involve the state of Louisiana as a defendant,
right,
and agencies of the state of Louisiana as defendants. So if they rule against the state of Louisiana, is he going to take them off the bench?
Yeah. So this is in the Advocate as well. So let me read the story here. It says Governor Jeff Landry, who has gone after the judiciary for decisions he says are too liberal, could get the power to recommend the Louisiana district attorneys and judges be suspended or removed. Senate Bill 123, filed for the legislative session starting March 9th, would give him the power pending the passage of a constitutional amendment. That means Louisiana voters would have to approve the change at the polls. State Senator Jay Morris, a Republican from West Monroe, who authored the legislation, said it was his idea to file the bill, which he hopes will help hold judges and prosecutors accountable for incompetence and misconduct. He has not yet spoken with the governor about Senate Bill 123, he said, though he hopes to win Landry's support.
So Senate Bill 123 gives Jeff Landry the unfettered power to recommend the suspension or removal of district attorneys and judges for misconduct and incompetence as defined by him. Under the proposal, the governor could initiate the process, and the Louisiana Senate would have to approve the removal by a 2/3 vote. But he controls the Louisiana Senate. So that's say less, right? Because this would change the state constitution, Louisiana voters would ultimately have to approve it at the polls. Supporters of the bill argue that it will help hold judges accountable and prosecutors accountable, but critics say it raises serious concerns about judicial independence. Judges are supposed to interpret the law without political pressure. But if the governor has the power to initiate removal proceedings, some fear judges could feel pressure to consider political consequences when making decisions. Former Judge Ross Foote described the proposal as a potential power grab, warning that judges should never have to wonder whether a legal ruling might trigger political retaliation by the governor.
I think it will.
I think it will too. At the same time, these debates are happening about the courts and the balance of power in government. Residents here in New Orleans are dealing with, issues, serious issues, like water main breaks, right? But these problems remind us that governance is about more than legislation and political debates. This is a real problem. If you might recall, this is a Me Too, because in Florida, Ron DeSantis used executive authority to remove elected officials like prosecutors and DAs, whom he said were not enforcing certain laws. And those laws were about things that he considered to be woke.
Woke. Yeah.
Okay?
Woke.
So those actions sparked major legal battles as he removed black DAs from office.
And replaced them with?
And replaced them with white DAs and Republicans, as a matter of fact. He targeted Democrats and was putting in Republicans. So national debate about the limits of executive power and independence came about in Florida when he did this. So now our Senate Bill 123 looks like it's a move in a similar direction to what DeSantis did in Florida. Now, DeSantis' action in Florida has since been deemed unconstitutional.
Well, as a matter of fact, Monique Worrell, what she did basically was go back and she re-ran, if that's a word, for her seat and won with 57% of the first primary. She didn't even have to go to a runoff. Her people put her right back into the seat as she ran for the second term.
Correct.
So she's back. There was no law that said she couldn't run again, so she did. Now, what we will see, Ron DeSantis go back and try to remove her again.
Correct. And look, we're seeing online where, we have people who are saying, well, Orleans Parish has a bloated law system. No, it doesn't. It functions, believe it or not, the way it's supposed to function. I appreciate when I have a civil case, I know exactly where I'm going. I know my issue can be heard. I usually get a hearing date within a month of filing a pleading. I know I can get a trial date within a year, 2 at the max. I mean, my cases are moving through the civil justice system. And I want to say that, the judges in Orleans Parish, by and large, they have full dockets. Today, on a Thursday, I'm in civil district court. Judge Medley must have had 20 things on her docket. Mm-hmm. She moved through them very effectively. If you have a criminal docket and a civil docket, I'm sitting there all day long as a lawyer. Think about the impact that has on clients and their billing, too. Well, if I'm sitting there for 4 hours waiting to have my case heard and the clock is ticking on a client that's paying by the hour, how is that fair to them?
Well, better yet, if we really look at this issue, and I know you're looking at it from the law aspect, but I'm going to look at it from a constitutional aspect, and that is, at what point do we consider this democracy, that we give a Republican governor who's all up the president's, and as Paul would say, all up his go-go, and we know which way you're going to rule every single time. And if this man says suspend it and you have the power to do so, you're going to do so. And I can tell you, as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking at this, asking the question, where is the democracy in this? There's no democracy in this.
No, if judges we voted for, you're going to remove because you're just going to get rid of that position.
But if I'm giving you my constitutional right to be able to say, this is what lawyers that invested their own money and other folks' money to become a judge to make the final decisions, or at least make decisions that involve anything that is law in my community. These are the folks that we elected as the people, and I'm going to give you the right to remove them. Where's the democracy in that? None.
Well, why is Jeff Landry meddling in our local politics?
Because he doesn't like Orleans Parish. He wants to be in control of Orleans Parish and take over Orleans Parish. It has been stated in the political realm, and I don't have any problem saying this, that they want to take over the judicial system in Orleans Parish. One, I hope that he's looking at it. I'm hoping that he's at least hearing us talk about it. If not, you might want to go in his office and turn the radio on so he can hear it. I'm talking about Jason Williams. Jason, you are a target, buddy. You are walking around and somebody got some darts following you. You are a target. We've always heard that they're going to try to replace you because you and Canizero didn't get along. They want his daughter in there. They want somebody in there that they can control. That's number one. Number two, how many judges do you think that they want to remove and why? And then who are they?
I got to tell you, because like I said, I have practiced in almost every parish in this state. There's something about going to, like, say, St. Martinville, and there are no black judges, okay? Or when I first started practicing, Franklinton had no black judges. You walk into those courthouses and every picture on the wall of a past judge is white. That does something to you, as a litigant, as an attorney. You already feel out of place before you even open your mouth. Orleans Parish is one of the very few jurisdictions in the state where we have a predominantly black bench. And I think that's why we're being targeted.
I would say the only other city that has a predominantly, well, maybe not even predominantly, would be Shreveport. That's it. And usually the people that get targeted, or should I say the parishes that get targeted, are going to be us, Shreveport, and East Baton Rouge. That is it. All right, Don. Don,
Yes, sir.
what's going on?
Oh, you got it. And the good counsel. You
Cool.
know, I have. May I make my opinion be known publicly, if I may?
Hmm?
You know, this is an ongoing saga. This, matter of fact, in 1976, the saga of an American family, Roots, was published, released to the public. Okay, and this is an ongoing saga with these what we deem Republicans. They had a hard on for trial lawyers. Remember, they say trial lawyers run up the price of insurance. And
yes.
yeah, this is an ongoing saga. But and you talk about the judges, okay? Judges are experienced lawyers in a matter of fact. But a lawyer holds a Juris Doctorate. And so they are on the equal footing, if you will, as medical doctors and PhDs. But these so-called Americans, these Americans are anti-professional class, in my opinion, because in many countries that's non-democratic, they don't recognize the professional class, because the professional class serve a very vital function in democracy. And to say that you're going to remove, you're going to combine civil and criminal court, for instance. You know, I seen this morning, watching television with my 97-year-old dad, I seen Morris Bart about 20 times. He does about what? How many millions of dollars of advertisement he does?
$20 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about just these personal injury lawyers.
Yeah, $20 million a year. That's just one.
He spends $20 million a year on advertising.
Right. That's it. $20 million. Now, what kind of campaign contribution would that be? So what I'm saying is, it's preposterous to say you're going to combine civil, criminal, and juvenile court with these professionals. The issue that they're not addressing is, quickly as I close, is that you're increasing the number of prisons. You're taking in prisoners from Texas. Okay? But I'm gonna close on this question. If they call the major, the Supermax prison in Wynn Parish, Angola. Angola is a country in Southwest Africa. Okay, that it's actually named Louisiana State Penitentiary. Not Angola. Angola is a country in Africa. But you call it, and we ignorantly call it Angola. Why don't we call it what it is? Louisiana State Penitentiary. And so my question is, will we call Louisiana State University football team? Why they're not known as Angola? It has the same demographics. They have the same demographics. Louisiana State University football program has the same demographics as Louisiana State Penitentiary. But we call Louisiana State Penitentiary Angola to represent a country that is of darker hue. We might as well call LSU the Angola football team.
Okay. All right, Don. I don't know what that is. I can't answer that.
I'm telling. What I'm saying is,
I got what you're saying. I just can't answer it.
Listen what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
close
can
on.
tell you
I'ma
why
say
they
this. I'ma
call
say
it
this.
Angola.
Let me say this then. Let me clarify it more frequently. The Africans was removed from the African continent and brought to a country where Africans and black darker people already had civilizations and communications and trade. They brought them from. They brought millions, right? They brought 12 million, 18 million, 4 million survived. Okay, now you're interior in another continent that you don't own.
Okay.
And now you're separating again millions of black people into prisons intra-country. It's the same process as you brought it from Africa. You're doing the same thing in North America. The same process. You're imprisoning people based on color and your need for cheap and free labor.
All right, Don, we got to roll on. I appreciate it, though. Thanks for the
Thank you.
explanation, brother. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. Let's take a break.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
If you had $1 million, would you leave it to an 18-year-old?
Hopefully not, but that's exactly what can happen with a simple will. The money goes straight to your kids when they hit the legal age, no guardrails.
A trust lets you control when and how they receive their inheritance. You can set ages, milestones, or even make sure they finish school first.
Give them security, not a spending spree.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Uptown, downtown, wherever you are, keep it locked in to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Thursday afternoon. Yes, indeed.
Gerod does not want me to clean up misinformation, but I'm going to do it anyway. Angola is called Angola because before the prison existed, the property was a part of a 19th century plantation called Angola. The plantation was named Angola because many of the enslaved Africans forced to work there were brought there from the region of Angola in West Central Africa. So the plantation owner named the property after the place where the enslaved people had been taken from. So after the Civil War, the state of Louisiana eventually acquired several plantations along the Mississippi River in West Feliciana Parish. And those plantations were consolidated and turned into what became Louisiana State Penitentiary in the late 1800s. Because the Angola plantation, which is the largest tract of land in that group, the entire prison complex eventually became known as Angola. And that's your Black History moment for today. Go ahead, Gerard.
You finished?
I'm finished.
Are you sure?
You know, I don't like misinformation. I got to clean it up.
I know that was eating you up.
It was.
Yes, indeed. All right, folks, let's go back to these bills. I'm feeling like these bills are taking us back to Jim Crow. You will have no democracy whatsoever.
No, you're going to the polls, you're voting for the candidate that you believe best suits the job, and then legislatively, out of Baton Rouge, they can either remove that seat altogether, or they can say that the people are incompetent, and they can remove them.
Then this will be the start of what we see now. This will be the start.
It's a police state.
Yeah, that's just the start.
If I disagree with what you did, I'm gonna remove you. But you know, you cannot deny that the parish that has the highest concentration of Black judges in Louisiana is Orleans Parish. The second highest population of Black judges is East Baton Rouge Parish, followed by Caddo Parish,
Which
as
is
Gerard
Shreveport.
said, which is Shreveport, and Rapides Parish has recently elected a few Black judges. So, you know, what's to say they're going to stop with Orleans Parish? This time they sweep Orleans Parish, they get rid of a bunch of Black judges that he deems problematic, either by removing those positions altogether or by saying that they're, incompetent or that they've done something that's misconduct. And then next time, he'll get rid of judges in East Baton Rouge Parish
And usually
just keep targeting
And
them.
usually it's coupled, or all three are put in one bill, meaning Shreveport, East Baton Rouge, and Orleans Parish. We saw that when we started seeing the kids that now can be seen. I think they threw that one out. Did they throw that one out? Where your kid, if they did something wrong in those three parishes, they can print them, put their picture up so that you can see who they are. No other parishes are part of that bill. Meaning if little Johnny does something wrong in Jefferson Parish, his information does not go up so that you can view it by the public because he's a minor. But if little Leroy do something in Orleans Parish, Shreveport, or East Baton Rouge, his stuff can be seen by anybody all over the country because it'll be on the internet. Why those three parishes have the ability to do that, or why would you want our kids, because you know the majority of the juveniles that are going to be out of these parishes are going to be African American. Why would you want them to be seen and exploited, or possibly exploited, I'll say that, but you don't want anybody else's child to be able to be seen or exploited?
And the other thing I'm not understanding is why we're wasting money and why we're wasting taxpayer effort.
Right.
Because on May 16th, voters in Orleans Parish are going to the polls to elect special judges in judicial elections.
That'll be 7 months.
In Orleans Parish Civil District Court, 2 seats are on the ballot. Division M, the candidates are Stephanie Bridges and Richard Perk. For Division N, as in Nancy, the candidates are Cheryl Howard and Elroy James. Also, we have a criminal court race with Andre Goldan Jr., and we have John Fuller in that race.
And John Fuller has been reinstated by the Supreme Court.
He has been reinstated by the Supreme Court. Exactly. So, why you have these races coming up at the same time, you're talking about eliminating judicial seats. It seems to make no sense
Only
whatsoever.
7 months. If that bill goes through, they would only be able to be on seat for 7 months. And that's not including that they get trained, first 2 or 3 months? They have to go through training with the other judges of that section. Yeah. So maybe 6 months, and then you're out.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
What you say, Kevin?
Hey, as always, man, thank y'all for having these conversations. Look, man, I'm trying to avoid hard conversations that we need to have because I don't want us to take stuff personal because it really is not about the individual, it's about the process. And I want to say this, and I say this all the time. Racism, white supremacy has made all of us insane, okay? So, and I'm saying that to say this. If I'm insane, I have to reflect on why and how I do the things I do since I'm aware that I'm influenced by this particular pathology, racism, white supremacy. So I'm gonna have to say this, but please don't take this personal. I know because we're insane, we do sometimes, but that's just the way it is. But we have to have this conversation. Every time I call, I'm not gonna say every time. From time to time when I call people, I'm not gonna say who they are because different people say it. They disagree with what I'm saying, but they never say what they disagree with. And I've said this consistently every time I call. We have to start teaching ourselves, educating ourselves, just like we did in the civil rights era. The people went out and educated the voters, okay? And so they can know what was going on. We are not, they don't want us to read for a reason because then you're empowered, okay? So I'm saying all that to say, the brother just called up and said, why do we call Angola, Angola? My thing is that was an education. That was a point of education, okay? Just like we talk about the slave masters' names or insulting to the victims, and we have to remove that stuff. The scary part is our best and brightest don't understand when we allow and we keep saying this is how it's come to be called Angola. It's not Angola. It's Louisiana State Penitentiary. It was called Angola, just like we was called the N-word. Okay? That was a negative thing because it was slaves, and they want that negative imprisonment mentality to be stuck to black people. That brother educated us about that. And everything I say, every time I come on, I say we have to start educating each other about the different goals that we want to achieve and how to achieve them. So if we disagreeing that we shouldn't be working together to educate each other because no one else is. Insane black people not educating us properly. And I'm not saying they're insane in a bad way. What I'm saying is we're dysfunctional. And that's why we keep dealing
Disagreeing with somebody is not dysfunctional.
We never deal with the
disagreeing with people is not dysfunctional. Disagreeing with somebody is your God-given right. That's not dysfunctional.
Nobody say that's not.
You did. You just did. You
No,
said
I didn't say nothing wrong with disagreeing.
Go back
what
and
I'm
listen
saying
to
is,
it. Just listen to what
we
you just said.
With us, we
disagreeing with
us
somebody is your God-given right.
We're supposed to help each other and train each other.
But if you're wrong, you're
wrong.
That's
the only thing I've ever said.
But if you're wrong, you're wrong.
So you're disagreeing with that.
I'm telling you that if you want to disagree with me, just like I'm disagreeing with you, that's my God-given right. Nobody's saying
what
that
are you disagreeing with? You just say you're disagreeing with me. You disagreeing because I'm black? Because you're not talking about the issue.
No,
I'm
talking about
we're
the
supposed
issue.
to be educating each other. What are you disagreeing about?
The issue of if I want to disagree with you, I can. That's everybody's God-given right.
Look.
I gotta go. My news is long. All right. More coming up, y'all.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go, an Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A Florida woman is facing attempted murder charges after allegedly firing several shots at Rihanna's Los Angeles home. LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman.
And when an individual comes into our community and decides to shoot it up, that individual will be arrested and held fully accountable for her actions.
Prosecutors say Ivana Ortiz could get life in prison if convicted. Rihanna, ASAP Rocky, and their children were inside but unharmed. Canadian police are searching for 2 suspects after shots were fired at the U.S. consulate in Toronto early Tuesday. No injuries were reported. Officials call the attack absolutely unacceptable, and security has been increased at U.S. and Israeli diplomatic sites. And a new documentary on Whoopi Goldberg is in the works, expanding on her autobiography, Bits and Pieces. The film will offer an intimate look at the EGOT winner's life. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Oh, you just turned me on? You just turned
Yeah, because I didn't know what you were saying, so I didn't want to catch any words.
That was smart. That was very smart, Wick.
All right, folks, coming up to let you know what we're going to talk about. One of the things we're going to bring to the table, I don't know if you know this or not, but another water main has broken in the Sewage and Water Board. I guess this is number 6 or 7.
Did not call it.
You did. So another water main has broken in the area of Tulane, and we'll try to get you the information as soon as possible.
It's going to be trickled down. It's going to keep happening over and over.
We're going to find out what's going on, really. Hey, Ron.
What's happening, man? What's going on with y'all?
What's happening with you? So you being
man,
funny
I'm
already.
good. No, bro. Why you saying that? Is it because I'm black, bro?
Last time I checked, I've been black since 1968, so I still don't understand the brother's comments.
Bro. First off, how you doing, Miss Attorney Extraordinaire?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
I'm
just
good.
trying to stay
good.
black over here, man. That's it.
Straight up. First, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Hippie Newton Gun Club. I just want to say, as it relates to those judges, some of those judges, really all of them that y'all named, there are a lot of rogue judges, and because of their ideologies and their politics, it keeps us, as the people, it keeps us divided because it forces us to have to pick a side because of their, politics and some of their, compromising and things like that. So I say that to say this. When I fought for custody for my son, I was over there in that courthouse, and not just me. I don't know if y'all remember when that house caught on fire with the children inside. That father was over there fighting for custody for his children, right? And he had to go through all kind of riffraff and things like that. So a lot of these judges, when we the people needed them, right, they stood back and they were silent, right? But now I find it quite strange that Jeff Landry is on their behinds now, and now they're expecting the same people who they messed over and needed, now they're expecting for them to come to their aid. G, you had some people to come on your show as it relates to some of these families, these mothers who was affected by police brutality, and instead of them being more concerned about what the family went through, they were more concerned about how they received certain types of information. Instead of them helping them on their case, some of the mothers that you hosted on your show, instead of some of these judges, like some of the judges who you called, right? Should I say some of the judges who y'all named, instead of them focus on the injustice that was done to the families, they more concerned about how they received the information. So when
All right, so let me clarify
this,
something for you for what you said.
Go ahead.
First of all, those judges that were called out in those divisions have never been on this show. That's number one.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish. The second part of that is you're saying that the judges want us to come running for them. They have not discussed this bill with us, meaning the two hosts, at all. We're the ones that brought that. So I want to just clarify, just to let you know, they have not had a conversation with us at all. We're looking at the bills that are being introduced by Governor Landry, because in honesty, Whether you like that judge or you don't like a judge, that's not the point. Why you're not doing it anywhere else except for Orleans Parish? That's the point.
I get that point.
Yeah.
And I get that. I'm about to circle all that and tie all this together. I'm not saying that they had a conversation with y'all, but me being boots on the ground like we all as the Houston Gun Club, I know and see certain things and hear certain things that goes on what they're trying to do as it relates to the judges. I'm not saying the judges came on your show. I'm talking about some of the family members who had issues with the police department and some of the judges, as well as Jason Williams, who colluded, all three of them colluded against some of these families to make sure that they didn't receive the necessary justice in which they deserve is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that y'all had a conversation with the judges. I'm totally aware that what's going on is not right. And the strategic plan behind it is what I am saying is that as it relates to us as a community and how some of these judges who look like us supposed to have our best interests, but yet they're going along with the people that keep us oppressed. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then, because where we are at right now, they're going to need the support of the community to help them, right? So that way they can keep their judgeships. That's what I'm saying. So what I am saying is that as a community person or revolutionary, should I say, right, I find it quite strange that now it's coming to time to where you're going to need the people, but when the people needed y'all was silent because y'all was comfortable in y'all.
All right, so let me clarify something else. Let me clarify something else because I did make a mistake because that District M is the magistrate's office, and Juana Lombard has been on this show. So
let me say this. I do hear what you're saying, and I sit in courtrooms all week long.
And we don't agree with them all the time.
I don't always agree with the ruling that I hear come off the bench, right? But I can tell you this. I want to tell you this from personal experience. I have practiced law in New Orleans 34 years now. Long enough to remember a time when I first started practicing when the entire judicial bench in this city was almost entirely white. As a young black attorney who happened to be light-skinned, sitting in status conferences in judges' offices, I can remember hearing white judges refer to my black client by the N-word because they didn't realize I was a black woman sitting in that office. Representation matters.
Absolutely.
You know, and having practiced now for 34 years, I can tell you that when I walked into a courtroom back then, there were very few people on the bench who looked like me and attorneys who looked like me and who came from my community that was most affected by the justice system in most of the courthouses that I have gone into. And that reality shaped how many lawyers, particularly black lawyers, experienced the courtroom and how many black litigants experienced the courtroom. I remember one such occasion, I was representing a young black engineering student at UNO who was wrongfully accused of stealing a radio out of a United cab, and several United cab drivers had beat him up brutally. And this white judge said in a status conference, "Isn't this another case of another N with nothing better to do that stole a radio?" And I remember in that moment standing there with a white senior partner, and I looked at him, and then he looked at me and gave me the nod. I said, "Your Honor, I am black, and I am offended by your comment." Now, over time, I've seen the appearance of the judges change at Civil District Court. And now, when I walk in the court at Civil District Court, I have confidence that the judges are trying to rule based upon the facts and the law and not necessarily based upon the color of the litigant's skin. Do they always get it right? No. But in most cases, are they trying to get it right? Yes. And are they doing it fairly? Yes. That progress didn't happen overnight. And now I'm at the end of my profession in terms of practicing. Might have, 5, 10 more years I do this. And now I'm seeing a movement to get rid of the people who look like me. I see it in the Bar Journal every month when I see black lawyers getting suspended and expelled for BS. And I see it now where they're trying to remove the judges. As I hear discussions now about restructuring the courts and removing judges and changing the structure of the judiciary, my heart aches because I've seen it when it was all white.
And compare the two.
And when I compare the two, we were not getting justice when I first started. And now we're getting justice. And we have seats at the table where justice is being administered. And we really do try to remain fair, independent, and accountable. We don't always get it right, but we should never forget the journey that has brought us from a time when many people in this city did not see themselves represented on the bench to where we are today. So I do understand where you're coming from. Okay, it's never good to not get justice. But understanding that history, I hope you can appreciate how far we've come, and that we don't want to lose that ground.
Most definitely. But today, as a revolutionary and a community leader, what I see is that a lot of our so-called black leaders, and I agree with everything you say, Sister, wholeheartedly. I agree with everything to the T. One of the major concerns and problems that we have and that I see, again, as a revolutionary and a community leader, a lot of us have become the very thing that we fight against. When you look at our district attorney, all the stuff he ran on and the person who he is today, that is two different people. When you look at a lot of our, like I say, so-called leaders, right, whether it's in New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, Baton Rouge, or Washington, they have become the very thing that we fight against. And that's the problem that we have today. That's the problem we had before. And that's the problem we continue to have because of the class issues that we have, because some of us are afraid to tell rogue people, whether it be politicians, judges, or whoever, that they are trash because we are in the same sorority with them, the same fraternity with them. We sit on a deacon board with some of them, and we don't tell them the truth because of the personal relationships that we have. That's one of the biggest problems that we have. A lot of our leaders today and why this city is being managed and ran the way it's being ran now and before now is that a lot of our leaders, black leaders, we already know what the white ones are going to do because they continue to do it over and over again. Okay. So I'm talking about our leaders.
You make a good point. You make a good point, Aaron. You really do.
Yeah, you're right, Aaron. I love y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Cool, brother. Always good.
Makes a good point.
All right. Galloway.
What's going on, Brother Gerod?
You the man.
No, man, I've been behaving. What's going on, Counselor?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in.
All right, then. Yeah, I've been a good person today. I didn't sit there and watch the robot cut my grass. I'm ready for the party Saturday.
Oh, you got the robot cutting the grass. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Hey, I got smarter. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting old, man. I can't get out there and cut that quarter of an acre anymore. So I got me a robot to cut it. Everybody else got it. So
I got one mopping my floor.
What's that?
No, she said she got one mopping her floor.
I don't blame you. Hey, that's a good investment. Now, I'm going to have to get into that.
Yes, indeed.
But, hey, y'all talking some good stuff today, man. When you talk about these judges and you talked about Ron DeSantis, you know, Ron DeSantis, he had to go through the 11th Court of Appeals. Now, in New Orleans, if Jeff Landry gets his way, we got to go through the 5th Circuit. That 5th Circuit is the most conservative Jim Crow federal court around. So good luck if that law does pass, because I can see this going to the United States Supreme Court. Even though it was ruled unconstitutional in the 11th, that 5th Court, they might rule that constitutional, and you have to appeal it.
You're right about that. That 5th Circuit is dangerous.
Very dangerous, yes, ma'am. Now, on a good note, what's his name? John Fuller, he can actually run for New Orleans criminal court judge now.
Yes.
That
went through the Supreme Court.
Yes, they didn't give no reason. I didn't read the dissent or consent, But that brother comes out of Jackson State. Went to Loyola Law School. I think he's a good brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
But what I call really to talk about, there's two things, man. If you combine that adult criminal court with that juvenile criminal court, that's dangerous. That is called the preschool to prison pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
You're programming these young men and women going to court with these adults to get ready to go to that next prison. That's just my opinion. I don't like that at all. It needs to stay separate, and all this combining stuff, it just does not work. It's two totally different mind frames. So I'm not with that one. Now, that water, oh boy, I am coming to New Orleans. They say that y'all need a what's name? A water, you got all these water leaks down there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize for acoustic analysis, you know how much them people make an hour, Gerard?
How much?
Just somebody, $100 to $250 an hour. That's just to check to see if you got a leak.
Right.
Now, depending on if you actually have a person to actually go out there and do that. If you don't, you have to pay $5,000 to train somebody to take a class to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you get done with that, for them to go out there and do that city, just the city, I mean, if you have to have the equipment also, and the equipment can go up to $25,000. Now, the total cost for the detection is like $10,000, $400. And that if you don't have it, you got to pay a $200 per month fee to rent the equipment. So I hope what I'm getting at, I hope, because Mayor Helena wants this done, I guess. So you're about to spend probably anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 by the time all of this is done, just to find out where your water leaks are at. So get ready, New Orleans. You're in for another bill, man. But I ain't going to hold you long, and I ain't going to tell you nothing wrong, because I'm about to get up off here. It's one day close to OE40 on Friday.
Yes,
so y'all have a good one.
I'm looking forward to Friday, too.
All right, Galloway.
I agree with him wholeheartedly about this juvenile court situation. Juvenile courts exist because the law recognizes that children are different from adults. In juvenile court, they focus on rehabilitation and counseling and education and family intervention and diversion programs.
Mm-hmm.
And in adult courts, like, Orleans Parish Criminal District Court, they're focusing primarily on punishment, sentencing, incarceration, and public safety. When you combine the courts, you risk blurring those fundamentally different missions.
Yes.
And those judges over there at juvenile court, they are specialists in getting down to the root of the problem with regard to why these juveniles are behaving the way that they do. And they shield these children from the weight of the adult criminal system. I had a kid who never been in trouble before, and then his dad died. And he took a wrong turn.
Right.
When he was going through his grieving process.
That happens all the time.
And I watched Judge Candace Bates Anderson just deal with him with such compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And now this kid is thriving in college, has a job, is doing well. He was just going through the grief of losing his father, and she recognized that and gave him a chance and really assigned my husband to be a mentor to him in addition to being his lawyer. Emil had to meet with him weekly, for a check-in. And just watching that compassion, I just don't know that juveniles are going to get that when they're thrown into a system that's handling civil cases, criminal cases, and now juvenile cases too.
Judge Marcus has a terrific program dealing with folks that need to have a second chance and sometimes even a third chance. And he's been working with a lot of those kids that made a wrong turn. And he gets them in the point where, okay, you want to stay out of jail? This is what we need to do. We need to get you in the job program. We need to get you some type of etiquette training if you're a female, and you want to get into some type of what do you call those when you do etiquette training? Diversion programs.
Yeah. And I'm also concerned about the learning curve, So the judges, who handle criminal cases, they are able to hone in on criminal law and become specialists in criminal law. And the judges that handle the civil cases are able to hone in on civil law issues and become specialists in those issues. They may not necessarily know a lot of criminal law. Like in my particular firm, my husband was a former assistant district attorney.
Mm-hmm.
He has handled criminal defense cases. He does know criminal law. He handles those cases in our law firm for the most part, and I handle the civil cases because I know the civil law better. It would take me a minute to get fully abreast on all criminal law issues, and I think that there's a reason why we keep these courts separate here.
All right, y'all, we'll take the break here. We'll come back. T-Bone, James, y'all hold on. We're coming right back.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, sponsored by FidelityWealthManagement.com. The moment has finally come for Brianna Scurry. The iconic goalkeeper was a hero for the U.S. women's national soccer team back in the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup final. Her penalty kick save helped to vault her team to victory. But as an openly gay black woman, Scurry feels like the media and society at large wasn't quite ready to celebrate her achievements when they were happening. But as times changed, things got better for Scurry, and she started to gain the same sort of fame and notoriety that her peers got.
Now in society, it's not taboo to be out, and it's not taboo to be a player of color either. And also the fact that I did what I did and I became, essentially an iconic person over time. Now media is appreciating me more. I have a lot more sponsorships and partnerships.
Scurry recently partnered with financial services company Gainbridge as a brand ambassador. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future purchases after paint annual qualifying spend reaches $3,000. Plus, order eligible in-stock paint and paint supplies by 2 p.m. for free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Improving is easy at Lowe's. Excludes spray paint and mist tints. More exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Subject to change. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Same-day delivery valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at Lowe's.com/same-day delivery.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
The New Orleans City Council recently lambasted 2 parade crews for despicable acts of incivility, and rightfully so. Mardi Gras is supposed to bring out the best in New Orleans. Families gather along parade routes. Children sit high on ladders hoping to catch their first beads. Neighbors laugh, share food, and celebrate a tradition that belongs to all of us. But this year, a few disgraceful actions have reminded us that even our greatest celebration can be tarnished by thoughtless behavior. One parade rider reportedly threw a whiskey bottle into the crowd, striking a 4-year-old child in the head and sending that child to the hospital for stitches. And in another parade, riders tossed dolls, widely condemned as racist imagery, into a crowd that included black children. That is not Mardi Gras. Riders are given a special privilege to represent their crews and take part in a celebration watched by the entire world. But privilege comes with responsibility. Throwing beads is tradition. Throwing bottles is reckless. Throwing racist imagery is shameful. The vast majority of crews understand that, and they work hard to preserve the joy and spirit of Carnival. But those who abuse the privilege of riding in our parades dishonor the tradition itself. Mardi Gras should leave children smiling, not injured, and not humiliated. Because the real spirit of Carnival isn't just celebration. It's community, respect, and common decency, and New Orleans should never settle for anything less. Mardi Gras is one of the greatest traditions this city has ever given the world, but every great tradition comes with responsibility, and those who dismiss that responsibility shouldn't be riding in our parades. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Attention teachers, the 20th annual Charter School Teacher Job Fair is Saturday, March 14th, 9 a.m. to noon at Hines Charter School in New Orleans. Dozens of public charter schools seek to hire hundreds of professional educators and school workers. Full and part-time positions available. Bring resumes. Register now. The fair is free. Go to gnocollaborative.com to pre-register, post your resume, and review vacancies. Register at gnocollaborative.com today.
Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. I told her that I was going to say this, so this is not something that I'm just making up. So I want to say a couple of things, 2 things. There is a party this weekend. I told her that I was going to say it, and she said, okay. Roberta Brown is having her 90th birthday party with the community, and she wants everybody to come. It's going to be at the Stage Board, 530 Powder Street. Okay? That's at 1 o'clock on this Saturday. It's in the afternoon. She got so much food. She going to have all that food. So come on out, have some fun, celebrate with her out there in Algiers at the Stage Board. What is that? The Barge Board. I said Stage Board. It's the Barge Board. 1 o'clock, Saturday, March 14th. That's 530 Powder Street. Then, I told her that I was going to say this part too. My birthday is actually Thursday after next, the 26th. But that weekend, the 28th, we're having a party. And I got to thank Miss Millie and Barry Wright over at the Vault for saying, come on, let's do it. From 8 until 12 o'clock, we're having a party over at the Vault. I sat up in the middle of the night, and I was like, daggone it. Probably 7 days later, somebody else y'all know is having a birthday. And that is one lady by the name of Suzette Bagnaris. Her birthday is April the 5th. So I'm sitting back and saying to myself, well, why wouldn't we have a party together since we're right there together? So I would want to take this moment to say I'm sharing that day on the 28th with you. I mean that.
And I appreciate that, but you never do anything just for yourself.
Nope.
So I was ready to come and just celebrate you.
And I appreciate that, but I would rather for both of us. I mean, Suzette, I ain't never had nobody like you in my life to be my bestie, to say, hey, you share your whole family with me. And I got to thank Emil, too, because Emil has to share you with me.
Emil thinks it's a blessing that he doesn't have to listen to me talk all the time, and you do.
I know he's listening right now. He probably
I'm sure he's about to text
probably
me too.
about to call in and say, "Thank you, G.
Thank you, Jesus. Gerard listens to her, but I don't have to listen to her all night long.
So yeah, this gonna be our party. I'm actually gonna go back and change the flyers and everything. This gonna be our party. We gonna set it off.
Okay, cut up.
We're gonna
cut
set up because I know
I
that
was
Barry
coming to cut up
and Miss
anyway.
Millie would be more than happy to say yes. Let's do it for both of y'all. So yeah, come on.
So now we're birthday twins.
Birthday twins in the house. So come on. There
All
you
right,
go.
there we go.
All right, T-Bone. T-Bone, we missed him. All right, James.
Call us back, T-Bone.
I just guffawed out loud at you, saying that woman husband.
Y'all know he's
damn
saying
well.
a collective sigh of relief. As a matter of fact, my husband is building a whole cigar bar on the West Bank, so he don't have to come home.
Yeah.
I know that's why he's doing it.
Hit it. Oh boy, counselor, you cutting up, huh?
I'm cutting up.
What you got for us, brother?
I wanted to call in and just say I agree with you, Ms. Begnaris, that I don't want nothing from Jeff Landry, nothing, because it's all gonna be sleight of hand. He's fork tongued, just like the $6 sticker. You know, that's an invite for you to be riding around and being tracked everywhere you go. No, thank you, good sir.
He's
You
as
take your
MAGA
little-
as MAGA can get.
Yeah, there you go. And the only people gonna get rich is somebody in his family for creating the QR, and they're gonna utilize some technology, buy it cheap, and sell it back to us for more than $6 in the long run, because it's gonna come with arrests. It's gonna come with suspicious trafficking, tracking techniques. It's gonna come with all kind of harassment. So no, thank you. No, thank you. And then New Orleans already paid double what the state pay. So now what he doing is, and the stupid people in the state don't even realize, he gonna put us all in the same trick bag now.
Yeah, look, Governor Jeff Landry governs from a strongly MAGA-aligned political philosophy, and that context helps explain some of the proposals we're seeing coming out of the legislature right now, including
right.
the efforts
So-
to reshape the judiciary and expand
So leave
executive
them
authority.
judges where they at, and we'll vote them out when we tired of them. I hear you, AA Ryan. You was all right. You all right with it. I know you got a roundabout way of getting there, and I dig it. But leave them judges where they at until this fool gone. Then we'll deal with them accordingly.
And look, vote out the ones who are not doing what we need them to do. I'm all
There
for
you go.
that. I'm all for
It's
that.
a process. It's a process, and the process is what we watching out in Washington. We might not like how the process going, but what it is called build. You know it as an attorney. I'm building a paper trail on you, and once I get you, I got you.
Right.
So
but I'd like
there
to
it is.
replace the black judges we have with other qualified black judges.
Yeah, y'all stay black, yeah.
We're trying. We're trying to
you're
stay
right.
black. They're trying to make us not black.
And see, Kev, I ain't kicking you while you're down, bro. I'm just saying, sometimes you call telling us what we need to do, and you don't never really tell us anything. So I'm just gonna leave that there, bro. Nobody hates you, bro. We just trying to get you to get to that that info stage to clue us all in on what you know.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted him to understand, telling
Hey, I
somebody
can
that
disagree with
we all need to agree on the stuff. I'm like, no, my God-given right is to be able to disagree when I think I should.
And guess what? By him starting to holler, he showed he didn't agree with you disagreeing with him, and that's not right. I don't have friends that I agree with 100% of the time, and likewise the
But
other way
then to
around.
ask me why I didn't disagree with him because he black, I'd be like,
That's
dude,
why I said what I said, bro.
I
I'm just
got up
trying to
this way
stay
too.
black,
I put
bro.
one leg in at a time. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
When I woke up, I was black, and when I go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna be black. And
I
hopefully
mean, I think
tomorrow,
when
if
I
I
get up
wake
and
up,
go to the
I'll be black
bathroom
again.
I think when I get up and go to the bathroom in the morning, I think I'm black.
Yeah.
So
We should have had an
anyway.
all-black party instead of an all-white party.
Oh no, we got
because
to
we're
do
trying to stay black.
We gonna be the black ones at the all white party. That's
Right. Y'all know how I feel about it.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Swinging in the breeze,
And I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black,
swinging in the breeze, huh?
Yes, indeed. What you say? Say it again, James.
I said just swinging in the breeze. I went
All
just
right,
swinging in the breeze.
That's him, swinging in the breeze. Only thing missing? No, I don't even want to say that. I tell him.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
Bye,
I'm
bro.
not gonna rib you. I got jokes.
Yep. All right, James. Thank you, brother. Yes, indeed. So, what do we learn? What are we learning? Are people paying attention? I really don't think so. It's too quiet.
It's too quiet, way too quiet.
And I know that the judges have to operate by the canons, so they cannot say anything about this. They can't talk about political stuff. But one of the things that, and I told you that I was going to do this, one of the things I did, and I made it very quiet. I didn't say this, I didn't think I even said this on the air. And I got to thank Judge Shepard, along with several other judges. It was 26 judges 2 Sundays ago.
I saw that. That was very impressive.
We took 26 judges to church. We went by Rocks of Ages with Pastor Everett, and they all wore their robes.
It was very impressive. Very impressive.
What was more impressive, which was not seen, was the fact that each one of those judges was escorted in that church by a child. Yes, a child that was at church. They came to church. They went out and got one of those children and brought him to the front. And those judges were escorted into church, to the pew where they sat, by a child. Most of the children that did the escorting were probably I would say no older than 13, if I'm not mistaken. And it was important, and it was said on stage by Judge Shepard, who is the chief civil court judge right now. She made sure that she said to the entire congregation, not only should you see us outside of the courtroom, but these children need to see us outside of this courtroom, because usually the only time they do see us is when they're in front of our bench. That was powerful. And she said, we want to make sure that we, since we are the most African-American judges in the entire state here in Orleans Parish, we want y'all to know that we're part of this community as well, and that you need to see us from the other side, from the other side of the bench. We shouldn't be just be seen from the bench. So we wanted to make sure that we came here. And they're going to other churches. I was proud because I know I was a part of it. And I think that more of that needs to be done by not only just the judges, I would say a lawyers coalition of black lawyers as well.
Yeah, I think it's very important that we are seen outside of work so people can know that we are real people too, But
the majority of something that I found out just being in your office, and we've had this conversation several different times, so this is nothing new. Well, one of the things that I always hear, and this is what I was trying to tell you, I think that every business and every person, every family should have their own attorney. Because one of the first things that happens, at some point, you will be looking for an attorney, whether it's going to court for tickets, whether you need some type of succession done, whether you need some type of will done, whether somebody is getting on your nerves to the point where you need a divorce, whether you need something done, you're going to need an attorney. And the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, hey, you know somebody? You know an attorney? But what gets me is the fact that we run for somebody outside of our community when we're looking for an attorney. Like the ice is colder on the other side. Or because y'all see this $20 million that somebody is spending in advertising to say, hey, look, we can do this, we can do that. But one of the things I will say that I didn't see on a lot of these commercials, y'all see these big numbers. Oh, they got me $1 million. They got me $900,000. It don't happen that way all the time. sometimes you don't get $900,000, $1 million, or we served the people and we got them all this money. It don't happen all that way. It's according to what your case is. You need to be able to sit down and have a conversation with an attorney to see, do you have a case first? Second of all, are you willing to sit there and tell this attorney all the truth behind this case? Because you find out a lot of times some people be making up stuff and it ain't the truth. Or you don't want to go and do this, okay? Your case is now diminished. You're going to find out.
Because you're not cooperating.
You're not
with the lawyer.
cooperating. So we need to get our acts together too and find out, hey, what is it do I need to do? What do I need to do? Do I need to pick up the phone and call the attorney and say, listen, I would like you to be my attorney for my business. I would like you to be the attorney for my family. Because you'd be surprised, especially here, on the number of folks that have the family house. Your mama done died, your grandmama done died, and you think that you just get the house by yourself and you got siblings. It don't happen that way. You need to have a succession done, and you need an attorney to do it. Find out who that attorney is. Suzette Bagneris. You need to find out who that person is that's going to be able to do that for you. If you don't know what it is, you need to find out, and you'd be surprised how common that is today. All right, T-Bone.
Hey, man. I love you, but sometimes you talk too much, bro. I'm just saying.
Don't make me hang up on you, too. I got my finger on it. Don't make me hang up on you today. I got it on my mind today. I got it on my mind
right now, baby. You got to pull up a little.
I'm gonna be like, hello. Yes, indeed. What you got?
What's going on, G? How you doing?
Good, brother.
Well, seriously, here's the thing. In our community, you have to sometimes put things, as they say, in layman terms. And this is how those commercials are structured. I got $100,000. I got $1 million. They see the dollar signs. They don't know what goes behind it. They don't know that person might have had to wait 6 months, a year to get that settlement. They don't know what was involved with that case. They really don't know. And so that's what they do in those ads. I mean, come on, look at the ads that's about twerking and music. And what does any of that have to do with litigation? Honestly, Ms. Bagneris, tell the truth.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Exactly. It's marketing, G. That's why I told you at the top of the thing, joking, but seriously, you talk too much. They're not going to learn from that.
You want me to sing it?
I'm just telling you, that's the general public. They don't understand litigation. They don't understand the law. They don't know that if mama and them don't write a will and she's got this house and we've been helping her pay on this house, she could lose. It's going to be ugly in court because there's no succession. There's no will. We don't know what mama wants. Well, mama said this, but it ain't written. They don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They also don't know that it's got to be something that's notarized. They don't know none of that. Now, let me go back to the judges thing. Clearly and simple, let's state what it is. This is a way for the privatized prison system to profit off of juveniles and criminals, or alleged criminals. Let me say it that way. See, because the way you shorten the trial process is you limit the amount of judges. They give quick judgments. More people end up in jail, and that system profits. That's what this is about. This is another Trumpism methodology that they are trying again. This is Landry trying this again. And black folks, I need you to pay attention to this, especially down here. Everybody knows somebody that's got 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes. Guess what? More y'all get more strikes because they're going to find any little thing to throw people in jail in for now, once they get picked up. They shorten the amount of judges, and the more judges don't look like us, it's going to get worse. Once again, this is something else you voted for. is you voted for Landry because you knew his name and you didn't know nobody else. The issues with Moreno, once again, you voted for this. Why? Because this was a way for them to whiten things instead of having your black people up there. They've already tried to diminish the strength of the DA's office. Are y'all paying attention to that? Baton Rouge is trying to take over the New Orleans DA office and control all of that.
Yep.
I mean, get hip to the game, y'all. Come on.
Or get lost in the dust.
Yep.
Hello.
Lost
I'm
in the
explaining
sauce.
it as plain as I can. I don't know what other way to say it. I'm not using legalese. Talk to the attorney right there about legalese, but this is what it means. Period.
All right, T-Bone, we got to take our break, brother.
All right.
Appreciate you much.
All right.
All right.
All
More
right.
coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
AURN News.
Pastor Jamal Bryan says the Target fast is over.
We asked for 4 things, and I'm grateful to God if we've got 3 of them. They have invested $2 billion back into the black community, an additional $100 million to immediate organizations that are meeting the needs within our community. Number 2, we asked them to partner with HBCUs. Number 3, a reimagining of DEI. The only thing that we didn't get accomplished, but we're still working towards, is an investment into black banks.
That voice you heard was Pastor Jamal Bryant posting a video from inside Target store to declare that the Target fast has ended. He held a news conference around noon giving more detail about their accomplishments and what lies ahead. But they are still pushing for the 4th demand, which is the relationship with black-owned banks. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Here's a community update from the River Road African American Museum in Donaldsonville. This weekend, the museum is celebrating 32 years of preserving and sharing African American history with a special anniversary celebration. The event also celebrates the museum's growing cultural campus. The community is invited to come out, celebrate, and experience the stories and culture that continue to shape our region. Come out to Donaldsonville, Louisiana this Saturday, March 14th at 10 a.m.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks.
Just in case you didn't realize.
I know. I was like, how did I get in that conversation, yo? As we get ready to wrap up here, Mike, what you say? How you doing? Mike hung up on us. Mike, you there?
Hey,
there he is.
I'm here. How you doing, G?
Good. What's going on?
Good. How you doing, Miss Lawyer? I forgot your name, so I don't want to disrespect you about calling you that, but I forgot your name. So let me apologize for
That's
that.
Suzette Bagnaris.
Miss Suzette Bagnaris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm listening to it. Landry still had starch in his, you know what, because he lost that amendment a couple of years ago. He's still angry about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so his way of doing stuff is to take stuff away. I heard you're talking about taking Mr. Jones' position away from him. That is unfair. And I know we don't play in a fair world with certain people. But seem like to me he's targeting people of color. Everything in Orleans Parish is black. Let's take the judges, and then if we do that and put our people in there, juveniles ain't gonna stand a chance. I do prison ministry. I know a juvenile wouldn't make it in adult prison. I know they wouldn't make it. So if they put that on the ballot, I'm already voting against it. Me.
So, Mike, if I was the judges who knew about this issue and also had support of the community, what I would do is put together a marketing plan that would tell folks that this governor has a target on New Orleans and promote the fact that we are now targeted because of who we are. You like the culture, you like the music, you love the food, but you don't want us.
Don't want the people. Ain't that something?
That's what that is. And I would be marketing that to my people to get them off their rusty dusty, to get up and vote, to make sure that we send a message to him again, you know, and not no 30% and be all, you know, beating our chest like we did something big because we got 30% of the vote out there. Because I think 30% is still low turnout. But we all, you know, we holding barbecues, cookouts, and trying to tell everybody that we did this, we ain't do doo-doo. We barely showed up with 30%. You know, you got 70%. What about a 70% showed up for the other vote? You know, that's what happened when we say that we wanted to see who's going to run for mayor. 70% of the folks showed up. 30% showed up for somebody else.
Wow, ain't that something? And it's just
and the 30% lost.
I don't hear this being talked about on those other radio stations. BOK is the only station that we get information concerning people look like us. I don't hear this on no other station at all. So I hope they don't take Mr. Jones' position because he beat them at their game. They locked him up. He used their library in Angola. He used their books to play their game. And when he beat them at the game, they get angry and say, we're going to just take it from him.
Now, when you say Mr. Jones, you're speaking about who?
The clerk of court.
Oh, you're talking about Calvin Duncan. Duncan.
Yeah, Calvin Jones. Yes, sir.
Calvin Duncan.
That's who I'm talking about. Duncan. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Calvin Duncan.
Right, well, just think about something. He's not even in office yet. He gets in May.
Right.
So he's going to be from May to December if this goes through. And that's it.
That's it. But
he would be finished. He wouldn't even have a full term.
I don't hear none of these black legislators or politicians saying nothing about what's happening in Baton Rouge.
I think more now because they're in session that they're being a little quiet. But to me, I'm sorry. If you let it happen, then you're part of the problem. You all need to be speaking up beforehand. I went to that legislative session maybe twice and sat in the balcony. And one of the things I learned is that there's a couple of churches. I don't know what the name of this church is, but all of their members wear yellow T-shirts. And they all sat up there. And on those T-shirts, it stated, "We are watching you." To those legislators. And to make sure, I think it had to do something with abortion and all of that. So they made sure that they understood, we watching you. And they won.
What I saw, though, in the last year is they felt defeated. You know, under the Jeff Landry administration, a lot of these legislators felt like they couldn't make a difference in Baton Rouge, and they all seemed to flock back home to New Orleans to run for other positions in city government because they felt defeated in Baton Rouge. And we really needed them to stay in Baton Rouge. I know it's tough. I know it seems like the odds are against us, but we still need you to speak. Even if you think your colleagues are not respecting what you're saying, you still have to keep saying it.
One of the most effective people that I have seen since I have been in this city that came out of Baton Rouge that represented New Orleans was Sherman Copeland.
You're going
some
old
people
school
call
now.
him. Some people call him the boogeyman, but Sherman Copeland knew how to write legislation. Hell, plenty of those guys still up there ask him to write legislation. But Sherman Copeland was more effective and could get anybody to reach across that aisle, and he could get stuff done. I'm going to have that conversation.
Have a blessed day.
We're going to do that.
So we close it down?
Yep, we close
Okay,
it
well,
down.
I just want to say tomorrow I will be speaking at the New Orleans Chamber of Commerce. The topic is Strong Women Raising Strong Women. I'll be on a panel with Lynn Luker and with Sandra Diggs Miller, and we will be speaking at 11 a.m. We'll be talking about balancing ambition, ethics, joy, and creating generational wealth.
Where?
At the New Orleans Convention Center.
At the convention. What time?
11 a.m.
11 o'clock. Anybody can come, or do I
Anybody can come.
I'm going to come up there. Yeah. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us on today. Appreciate you for being here on this Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Tell somebody, and we'll see you then. Take care.